Hello everybody, Sylvia's in the kitchen again. This time I'm going to cook a recipe called Humba. Humba is a very popular recipe in the Philippines. It's known as a very sweet, soft pork meat. The sweetness comes from the brown sugar, and all the flavorings are soy sauce, vinegar, and things like that. So let me just show you what we need for this recipe. First of all, you want to have some pork. This is a pork picnic that I have. It's a pork shoulder. As you can see, it has the skin. That's one of the things that makes this recipe really tasty, is the fact that this recipe does have a lot of fat in the meat. So that is part of this recipe as we make it. So you want to cut it into some pieces about 2 inches, 1.5 to 2 inches in size. Just cut your meat down, put it aside. We're going to do a saute with that in a minute. You need at least a small medium onion chopped. You need at least 3 cloves of garlic chopped, and then you need 3 bay leaves. You want to have some spring onions for your presentation when you finish cooking. I have a cup, actually half a cup of black beans. These are salted black beans that add some flavor to your humba. You need a little bit of oil for frying. You do need about a 1/4 cup of vinegar, a 1/2 cup of soy sauce. This is my garlic, I've already chopped it. You need about a cup of brown sugar. You need some water for cooking the meat, and some peppercorns. This is about 1/2 teaspoon of peppercorns, about a teaspoon of salt. On this recipe I might not use the peppercorns. That's not my husband's favorite, but if you do add it to your recipe, you're going to notice a little bit more spicy to the meat. So here we go. It's very simple, not a lot of work as far as putting it together. You want to add a little bit of oil in a pan. This is about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. We're going to heat that up to about a medium to high heat. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to braise the pork. So just lay it in there. You can hear it's already getting hot. You want to brown this meat a little bit. You're not going to cook it all here in the pan. All you're doing here is working on browning the meat. So we've got some pieces here. Just lay them all in there. Okay. Now the meat is a little bit dry. I had it so that it doesn't have a lot of water. That way you can avoid splatter. But you do need to get it crispy. So let's put that in here. We'll snuggle inside this little pan. Like I said, all we need to do here is brown the meat. We want to caramelize it. This will take, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 minutes. But we're trying to get that nice crispy brown on the meat. So you can higher your heat a little bit if you want. Because now that I have so much meat in there, it's going to cool down the oil. Like I said, this is a Filipino dish. It's a favorite among the Filipinos, but even here in America, it's a favorite. A lot of people like this dish because it's very tasty. And like I said, what makes it delicious is the soy sauce and the brown sugar, the vinegar, and of course the onions and the garlic. The pork meat itself, because it has so much fat, it's going to mix with all those ingredients, and it's going to taste really great. So like I said, let it brown, let it heat up. It's going to take a little bit because I've got a lot of meat in there. But like I said, all you're doing is just giving it a little brown on the meat. You can turn them over, brown them on that side. You can see I've got the skin. This recipe does require the meat to cook down for at least an hour and a half, and that's to help make this skin soft, but plus it's going to be juicy in the flavors when you cook the meat. So I'm going to show you the beginning stages of preparing this meal. Like I said, all you want to do is just brown it up a little bit. Turn it over. Make sure this high. Turn it over. You can see it's getting a little brown. Okay. And this is about, I would say, about 1.5 pounds of pork shoulder. Has the skin. See how nice and brown that is? So, you can see that. Leave it alone. Let it get brown. There is another ingredient that I don't have, but that's only because they don't always carry it in the store that I shop. A lot of Filipinos like to add what's called banana flower or banana blossom. They add that to this recipe. It's optional if you want to add it. You don't have to. It tastes just as good without it. But that does give it a little bit of extra flavor if you ever can find the banana flowers. They usually come in a package. They're dried, and you can add them to the stew as you're cooking the meat. We're going to go ahead and do without it because I couldn't find it at the market, but maybe next time. Okay, so here we go. We got the meat browning pretty good. Turn it around a little bit, get a couple more sides brown. You don't have to, you're not cooking the meat here, you're just browning it. The whole idea is to give it a nice little crisp coating. That holds the meat together, but it also gives extra flavor to the sauce. So those juices that you're finding on the bottom of the pan are going to be part of the stew. So here we go. Now what we want to do here now, we're going to transfer this meat to a pot. You want a pot big enough to fit your meat. All you got to do is flip them over. Oops, sorry. A little slippery. Turn them over. Just put them in your other container. Really hot. You can lower your fire now. You don't want to lower it too much, but just lower it a little bit. We're going to go to our next step. So move all that delicious pork meat into your pot. And we're going to go to the next step. Like I said, it doesn't require a lot of preparation, but it does require a little bit of a longer cooking time. So we're going to start with this part. So there you go. We got our meat in there. I know you can see it, but it's in your pot. Now I lowered the fire down, but as you see all those juices there, you don't want to lose that. Now you want to put your onions in that same pot where you cook the meat, and your garlic. You want to just toss them in there and saute them until they turn a little golden brown. You don't want to overcook them because you don't want to have the garlic burn. Garlic does not taste good when it's burnt. So just let it heat it up a little bit. This takes about a minute. You're going to get those juices from that meat, pork meat. This is all going to come together. And I'll show you the final stew in just a few minutes. So let that brown just a little bit. Just break the bottom of that pan because you're going to want those juices. Okay, that's breaking down, really coming around and down. Good, you want those onions to get sweet and cook them. Perfect. Now what we want to do here, we're going to add your soy sauce. This is a half a cup. You're going to add your vinegar. This is a 1/4 cup. You're going to just stir that around. You're going to add your brown sugar. Just mix it all in there. That's about a cup. See how it's mixing there? You want to add about a tablespoon of salt. This is for the meat. You don't need a whole lot of salt because the soy sauce has salt. You want to add your bay leaves. Put them in there. And your black beans. So just pour them in there. Now I strained the beans, but I left a little sauce because it does have some nice flavor to your humba. Mix that around. Now you can add your peppercorn, but like I said, my husband's not into the too much spicy. He loves the humba, so I let the peppercorn, I don't add that. But if you want to add it, this is the time you can put it in here. So what you want to do here is you're letting the sauce not necessarily warm up, but help loosen those nice juicy pieces of meat on the bottom of the pan. So you're just going to kind of turn it around, give it a little scrape on the bottom. A wooden spoon always works best. So here's our next step. Once you get that all together and you feel like you've got most of those juices down, you're going to pour this into your, bring that over, pour it on top, get as much of that as you can, strip it down, you don't have to get every drop, just get most of it. Okay, now here's where we want to put the water. You can see that there's enough liquid there, but not enough to cook the meat. So you want to get yourself a container with some water. Add enough water to cover the meat. So I don't measure it because every container is different. But just enough to cover it. So there you can see. Okay. What you want to do now is cover this. Let this come to a boil. So you want to raise your heat. You want this to boil. As soon as it gets boiling to the boiling point, then you're going to lower the heat to like a medium low, and you're going to let the meat simmer for 1.5 hours. That's usually a good time, sometimes a little more depending on how much meat you have in there. But you let the meat come to a good boil, lower the flame down to a medium low, and let the humba simmer. So like I said, it doesn't take a lot to do this recipe. Usually I like to prepare some spring onions to put on top of my humba. My husband likes the spring onions, gives it a little freshness to the recipe. I'm going to show you how this humba looks in just a minute as far as what you have when it's all done. Let me get a little room over here. It's over. Like I said, you can hear the meat heating up there. So I'm going to show you. This has been cooking for 1.5 hours. You can see that the liquid has gone down and the sauce is thickened. So when you're ready to serve your humba, you always want to serve it with a nice plate of rice. You pour your humba on top there. You don't need the bay leaves. But you do want that sauce. And of course this is what really gives lots of flavor to this humba. And as you can see, I'm going to show you real quick. As you can see, that skin of the humba is now soft after 1 hour of preparation. You can see that the meat is very, very soft and tender. You can slice it. I don't even have to pull it with another fork or anything because it's very soft. The sauce has thickened, and it goes great with your steamed rice. So there you go, my humba recipe for you. Hope you enjoy it, and hope you get a chance to try this when you at home. Okay, thanks for watching Sylvia's in the Kitchen. Next time, bye bye.